Hey, Cyber Dragon here, bringing you guys part 9 of What If Deku was Sub-Zero. So, quick thing, I will be doing some other stuff other than What Ifs with my friend, the Blue Horned Devil. He's been playing Bioshock, and, well, yeah. Pretty soon me and him will be doing, well, gaming stuff at times. His will be mostly gaming, mine will still be mostly what ifs, but I will post gaming stuff every now and again. So, yeah. But, anyways, I've also thought of 2 what ifs already. But I am going to save one of them for more of a Halloween special. Or down the line when I feel like it, I guess. But we are not here for that. I know I posted part 8 earlier today, and I know that was, like, lazily rushed a bit. Like, I didn't really think how I was going to do it specifically. I just kind of went with the flow. Which sometimes is what most of my videos are, just me going with the flow of, well, what I think of. But, anyways, let's get on with it. So, it has been a couple days since the provisional licensing exam. Deku, the rest of Class 1A, is being introduced to the Big Three. So Mirio is saying, "I wanted to fight you," pointing at Deku. He said, "Are you sure, man? I mean, I can be pretty tough." "Yeah, I'm sure. Plus, I know that you fought villains before, but let's just hope that Cloud hasn't gotten to you." Alright, man. So, they go to Field Gamma, with Deku and Mirio facing off. Mirio phasing through the ground. Deku is surprised, like, The face is a permeation quirk, I'm guessing. He most likely faced to the ground, so he starts to freeze the ground around him. And so deep in the ground, too. So if Mirio try to go through that ice, he will get a cold sensation. I would think Mirio still feels cold even when he's using his quirk like that. But I'm just gonna, if it's not, I'm gonna say Deku's ice is so cold that it will affect people with those types of quirks still. So Mirio jumps out, shivering somewhat, about to hit Deku in the back, but Deku anticipated this. He swung his leg. Mirio, not seeing that fast enough, because Deku kind of was through in midway, and since Mirio was shivering quite a bit, wondering why it was so cold, he wasn't focusing enough, and Deku hit him, sending him flying. So towards a wall. Then, after that, starts to freeze his way to Mirio, freezing Mirio in place somewhat. Whereas, he thinks he froze Mirio in place. Mirio said, "Your ice is pretty cold, but I can still phase through it." Shivering while saying that sentence. Phasing through it, obviously. Deku thinking, like, I knew he would do that. It was more or less for me just to get his body cold there. Giving him a more cold sensation. So the fight still continues. Mirio's doing, I think that move was called Phantom Menace or something. I don't know, when he took out all of 1A one time, but yeah. Mirio tries to do that, but Deku simply made an ice statue in his place. When Mirio hits it, he froze completely. Says his head is also frozen and his brain is. He can't even think at the moment. How cold he is. He basically gave him a brain freeze. Deku was declared the winner. And after that, he defrosts everything around him. Mirio is shivering like, "Ugh." So, no, I will see why you're so strong. Your ice is so cold. It even affected me in my permeation phase. I kind of suspected that. I've trained my eyes to deal with opponents like you too. So no matter how tangible you are, you'll still feel my cold. Impressive. Still shivering. Do you need some clothes? Deku asking. Oh, that probably be good. Such. He's thinking, maybe I should bring him to Sir. And people start getting the usual work studies. Mirio did ask Deku if he wanted to work for Sir Night-Eye. Deku has heard of Sir Night-Eye, heard what kind of happened between him and Sir, but he wants to try to see if he can help patch things up between Sir and All Might. So let's go same as we can, and Deku goes to Sir Night-Eye. Sir Night-Eye thinking he's not actually worthy of his quirk, even though he took All for One down. He thinks Mirio should have. So Deku said, well, how about this? If I can take you down and use only One for All by doing it, no ice, then will you accept me as the actual true successor of One for All? Not only that, let me work at your agency. Not I thinking this will be a pretty easy win for him. Oh, not a pretty easy win, but a chance to show Deku that he's not the real good successor. And what if you lose? Deku simply said, I'll simply give One for All to Mirio. No questions asked. If he accepts it, he accepts it. Deku is putting a lot of stake at this. He wanting to prove to not only Sir Night-Eye that he's worthy of his quirk, of All Might's quirk, but to him himself. Since ever the incident with his sister becoming a villain now, and leaving you basically. Which I never actually did explain that the dorm system was in place and everyone did come back except for Frost, but realize I'm going to say this like now. Frost was replaced with Shoji. No, not Shoji, Shinzo. Because Deku did recommend him for that position, so yeah. And such, So Deku and Night-Eye starts to fight. Night-Eye tried to use his future sight, but seeing that it was mostly not showing. Like, ice was clouding him. Like, what the? How come I can't see anything into his future? It is mainly due to the fact that Deku's pupils are not easily, seen. I guess. I'm not sure how to explain it. His eyes can help against enemies with those types of quirks. Quirks that need people to make eye-to-eye contact with. Because I do think Night-Eye needs to do that to see into people's future. So Deku wipes the floor with Night-Eye, grabbing the stamp and even stamping his paper. So, now, will you accept me as All Might's successor? Yes or no? Night-Eye simply just being too prideful to me, like, no, I still think Mirio should have. Deku is just saying, fine, you can think that, but I still think you and All Might should patch things up. He misses you. And I hate to see a friendship like yours guys is being ruined over something as petty as this. It is his choice who give his quirk to. Doesn't matter if I'm worthy or not, he decided that I was. In your case, you would have possibly given to someone else, I know. To Mirio. But still, don't let that split you two apart like that. Okay? Night-Eye kind of considering it, but still, it doesn't. So, Deku and Miria goes on patrol now. And yeah, he does bump into Eri. And the same thing does happen in canon when Deku wanted to save Eri, but he couldn't at the moment because Mirio. Such the meeting, the same thing happened with canon. The meeting happens with all those heroes. They're hearing what Eri is like being used for. Deku is shocked and appalled. Not only by that, but he's also pissed at himself for not saving Eri like he should have. He knew what was already going on. He already thought he had enough evidence to take Eri and run because of all those scars. But he wanted to stay. He wanted to, but Mirio kind of played a hand and said not to. So he kind of just stood by there. Mirio is also facing the same dilemma. Just as in canon. And when Deku gets back to the dorm, he kind of grows cold towards everyone almost. Momo is wondering what is wrong, and he doesn't say anything. He just goes to his dorm room. Everyone's wondering what is up with Deku. Why is he like this? Momo is actually feeling lonely at the moment. Everyone's trying to comfort her, but they only know one person can truly help her through this, and it's Deku. But something is going on with Deku. Kirishima, Umaraka, and Tsu knows what's going on, but they were not allowed to tell anyone. Deku, throughout those few days and weeks, he trains relentlessly, not even letting himself have a break or eat properly. He is so pissed at himself that he's not letting him have those luxuries he thinks are necessities that are instead luxuries. The others grow more worried about him, and Momo's tearing up seeing how hard Deku's pushing himself, but not knowing why he's doing that. It is now the day of the raid. Deku is not in the right headspace, per se. He hasn't been sleeping properly. He has been letting himself sleep every few hours, but not as properly. Azaro sees this and tells the kid, like, you don't have to do this. So it's obviously that you haven't been sleeping since then. And I think you should be heading home right now. No, I want to do this to protect that little girl that I failed to before. So that's why you've been pushing yourself every day. Listen, kid. So, sometimes heroes have to face dilemmas like that. I know it sucks, and I know that I've reasoned that since the loss of your sister to the League of Villains, then that you haven't been thinking as clearly, too. You feel guilty about that, too, I know. Deku stayed silent, not saying a word. But that's what I thought. So please, kid, at least try to get some sleep before this. Deku obliges. It's not the actual time of the raid, by the way. It is like a couple hours beforehand. So Deku does take what he says in consideration, but yeah, it still doesn't help as much. He still is lacking some energy. But after that, it is now the time of the raid. Somewhat everything goes the same as canon. Although, instead of Toga and Twice just being there by themselves, Frost is there too. Just kind of because, I'd say so. So, when they defeat that one wall villain, I cannot honestly remember his name. I can't really remember all the names of the Overhaul's villains. When they saw Toga, Twice, and Frost, Deku eyes widen, yelling out her name, Izumi! So, Frost simply just goes and turns away, not even facing him yet. He is pissed again at himself and at how she has become. So, he wants to bring her in, not because she's a villain, because he wants to get her help to be on the hero track again. But that might never happen because of the years of rivalry been going on between the two, and hatred from her. When they get to the overhaul, where Overhaul's at, Mirio lost his quirk as usual. Night Eye starts to fight while Deku helps Mirio out. And Deku said, I'll be helping Night Eye. Mirio, get Eri out of here. So Mirio nods in agreement, starting to help it get out. And once Deku returns to see Night Eye dying in front of him, like that again in canon, he went ballistic. Seeing that from the days of Eri kidnapped again, Eri tortures that's been going on here, Night Eye's death now, and when Frost was just here, his body temperature made everything go absolute zero around that room, freezing up the hole behind him so no one would leave or enter his fight. So, making sure Night Eye is still trying to make sure he doesn't freeze Night Eye. And Overhaul is feeling the chill of Deku. One fall is multiplying the freezing too, going beyond absolute zero. Starting to freeze Overhaul quickly. So around his limbs. Overhaul is trying to dismantle it, but is not fast enough to. His arms is captured and his legs are too. Overhaul said, I bet you think you have captured me, huh? So what are you gonna do? Turn me in? Deku simply, in a chill tone, says, no. I'm gonna end you right here, right now. He starts to form ice gauntlets around his arms. And again, these are dry ice gauntlets. He starts beating on Overhaul again and again, enraged by his failures of the past few weeks or so. So, Overhaul is being beaten down constantly. The other heroes are trying to get in to see what is going on. Once Deku decides this is enough, he starts to try to calm himself down. So, the heroes actually breaking through, seeing that Overhaul is beaten, so it's ragged. Deku unfreezes everything, thinking Overhaul is knocked out. Deku helps Night Eye to the others, but before then, Overhaul repaired himself. So I'm not finished yet. So you damn heroes. Forming spikes again, but Deku makes an ice wall protecting them all. So, and the same as in canon, Eri returned to Overhaul to protect everyone, but Deku couldn't allow this to happen to her again. He does somewhat the same in canon, with just more heroes around. He's trying to protect them and save Eri, but he has not had enough sleep to do so. He is somewhat making mistakes around him, falling to semi-unconscious at the same time. So he tried to channel more for One For All into his body. Adding 70%, and is putting some strain on his muscles. More strain on them, though, than per usual. Trying to form some ice armor around him. I will get the picture of what I'm talking about for ice armor wise, but otherwise imagine some kind of armor around him, I guess, like samurai based. But he is rushing towards Eri. So, as best as he can with his mental state as it is. Such Eri gets to Deku, as same as in canon. Deku jumping out of the hole, helping Eri. So, seeing what her quirk was, he thinks I could actually use your help, Eri. Saying I could use your help, Eri, to defeat Overhaul. I need your quirk. Will you help me? If not, please hide. I can protect you. Eri simply nods, doesn't know what he's trying to do. The same giant monster happens, and Deku does the same thing in canon, but adding more of 1 for all than 100%. Let's say 1,000,000% this time. Has wanting to beat Overhaul even more brutally. He has even hurt his own men. So what these people saw him as like a family members, he just saw them as pawns. So the same thing happens in canon, but more brutally. And so with a lot more ice. Eri was saved. Deku thought now he can finally rest after he has avenged Night Eye and saved Eri. All of Class 1A saw what Deku just did with the Overhaul fight. Seeing that he is fall over after that large fight. But it wasn't just because of the fight. Again, he didn't really eat properly or sleep as well. Such Eri was rushed to the hospital because, same as canon, and Deku was too. When Deku woke up, he notices all of Class 1A around him, asking him, "Are you alright?" and saying that was an epic fight. Deku simply said, "I am alright. I'm sorry how I've been acting for the past couple of weeks. I was thinking a lot. So, thinking about that little girl I saved and I couldn't before. Not seeing what Fox was becoming. And letting my letting Sir Night Eye down like that. Now, he clenches his fists. Night Eye did die before Deku could say hi to him. They did tell him that at some point. So, Deku thought his one mission now is to protect Eri and defeat the League of Villains. Seeing Momo now with a look, he decides to try to stand up, try to walk towards her. This is stumbling a bit. He has been exhausted for the past couple of days. Momo catching him like, "You shouldn't be out of bed. So, you need your rest." Like I said, I know, but I need to apologize to you as well, the most. I should have tried to at least explain what I was feeling, but I did not want to burden you with this, and now I realize I was mistaken. Can you ever forgive me? Momo simply smiles and saying yes to that. Deku hugging her, and then passionately kissing her as a forgiving kiss. Momo accepting the embrace, because it has been a while since that. Everyone's happy to see Deku back to normal, but even so, Deku is asking, "Where's Eri?" Because Eri's also been wondering, like, where's the nice man with the ice at? Deku enters Eri's room, seeing Eri. I was cheering him up a bit. Eri is happy to see him, but at the same time is not smiling still. Deku is worried, like, why is she not smiling? Sitting down with Momo right next to him, helping him walk the entire way there. Ari's a little bit frightened of Momo because it is a new person. But at the same time, she is more, like, trying to be more, I guess, trustworthy, like, trusting Momo, because she did saw her help Deku to his room. She simply, Eri looks at Deku. Deku saying, "Hi there. My name is Izuku Midoriya, but some of my friends call me Deku or by my hero name, Sub-Zero." So, Eri, okay, Mr. Deku. It's just Sub-Zero. Either one. Just pick your poison. And Eri actually went to hug Deku, saying, "Thank you for saving me." Deku hugs her back, saying, "No problem, kid. It's what a hero does. And it's sort of what I've done from the beginning, instead of letting you go that day. Can you forgive me for not saving you that day?" Eri thinks she can, and she knows that it's not his fault that he couldn't that day. Deku smiles at that, so thanking her as well for that. And so kind of getting now to know Eri a bit more, talking, saying, like, what she likes and whatnot. Seeing that she has never actually learned how to smile too, which makes him upset. So when Momo actually mentioned, "Well, we're supposed to be having a school festival coming up here soon, so maybe you can take Eri to that." Deku thinks that's a great idea, so, and kisses Momo on the cheek, like, "So thank you for suggesting that, honey." Just giving her a cute nickname. So Eri wondering, like, "So why did you kiss her like that?" He simply said, "Well, I love her and such." And Momo slightly blushes, hearing that he loves her and whatnot. But not embarrassingly blush, just like a happy blush, I guess. Like a light one. So, yeah. Mario did lose his quirk, obviously. Deku did feel bad for that, so he did ask him to say more in canon. Like, if I could give you a quirk, would you accept it? Mario simply said no, and hoping that someday he can have his quirk back. From Eri, perhaps. So yeah. Deku and Eri still have to stay at the hospital for a while. Deku because of exhaustion, and Eri, well, because they don't know how to control the quirk properly. But they are letting them both go to this school festival. Deku is not allowed to kind of anticipate as much, so actually, you know what, I'm going to say he is allowed to anticipate, but he does not do the dancing. He is strictly for the effects portion of it. And yeah, the same still goes as in canon for him picking up the rope and meeting Gentle Criminal. The fight is different though. When Deku realizes it's Gentle Criminal, he decides to act like he doesn't know who he is properly, went until Gentle was about to leave, and shot some ice at both La Brava and Gentle, freezing them both in place. Gentle is wondering, what is this? Deku said, "I know who you are, Gentle Criminal. I'm sorry, but I cannot let you interfere in the school festival. So, mainly due to the fact there's a little girl there right now who is needing to me and for my class to make her smile. She has lived a very hard life, and I vow to protect her and her smile and make her smile today. So I cannot have you interfere. So, if you promise never to go to UA and try to invade them, I will let you go. But otherwise, if you ever try to, if you do not, I will turn you into the police right now. Gentle is thinking about it. Then Deku mentioned, how about this? I'll put in a good word for you whenever I can. You can become a hero someday. So, you never really have killed anyone, and you never really done serious crimes. Small-time robberies, but you normally do leave the money if you had to fight. So, I perhaps can at least try to convince that teachers of mine to do so. I think they will listen to the guy who helped the #1 hero. And you too, little one. La Brava, I guess. And he thinks. Both eyes widen. Gentle is thinking, really? You would do that for a man to a man who has done crimes? Deku said, sure, I will. I've done it for Stain. I don't see a problem with doing it for you. His eyes even widened more, realizing the rumors were true. Deku did let Stain go so that Stain could help heroes. Gentle smiled at them and said, I will accept your offer, young man. Now go make that little girl happy. Let me give you my number so that you can contact each other so I can at least so you know where to find me. Deku nods, unfreezing them both, and Gentle giving him his number to help him in that. Because I do have an idea what I'm gonna do with Gentle Criminal. I want him to be a hero because I think Gentle is actually a pretty good character. He just didn't really have a proper training, but with his training over the years of being a gentle criminal, and with La Brava helping him somewhat, I believe he could have been a hero. So yeah. So the same goes in canon, except for Deku not dancing, helping Todoroki make more ice, actually making his ice animals come out as entertainment. Making even some new ice animals. Ice doves, his wolf, tiger, mammoth. He made 2 ice mammoths, as a circus animals. His tigers as well. A tiger, a wolf, and his dragon too. For entertainment wise. And they actually accomplished making Eri smile again. Deku is even more happy to see Eri smile and thinking to himself, everything is starting to finally calm down and start to get back to semi-normal, or better. But, a few weeks after that, the same incident with Endeavor happened with that high Super Nomu. I think it's called a high Nomu, but I'm still going to call it a Super Nomu for right now. One A scene is Deku clenching his fist and thinking, when will this ever end? When can we just be heroes and let this world rest for once? But he's also worried for Endeavor and Todoroki. Todoroki because that is his father who's fighting, and Endeavor because he is supposed to be the #1 hero right now, and the symbol of peace for everyone. They cannot go without another symbol of peace for this long. They already lost All Might for his retirement. They can't lose Endeavor from death. But luckily he did win. But Deku is thinking, what are their goals, and why would Frost still be with them even after this much? Has he changed that much since our test? And that is where I'm going to leave it off, and this will wrap up the series until Season 5. I'm not really sure what happens after that, other than the vision, which does happen, same, but with Ice in his room too, kind of just like Frost around his room. But yeah, I don't really know really much else after what happens after that. So I hope you guys can at least enjoy the videos I'm posting now. And once I'm getting a couple more different videos out for the other two series, like the Deoxys and Taskmaster, like, I guess when after the Stain arc for Taskmaster, I'll start on the third one. Or the other series. Or I might start it tomorrow in general, despite that fact. I'm not sure. But either way, I hope you guys enjoy. And if you did enjoy Sub-Zero, just please wait for the Season 5. I do not really read mangas, so that's likely why I'm not doing continuing this until then. But yeah, I'll talk to you guys next time.